The offer seemed insulting. On a bright summer morning, under a clear blue sky, an aging mechanic stood outside his small roadside garage while a convoy of black luxury SUVs rolled into the dusty parking lot. The man's name was Mason Reed, a 58-year-old widower whose hands carried decades of grease stains and hard work. His garage sat on the edge of town, surrounded by warehouses and new developments. To most people, it looked like a forgotten building waiting to be demolished. But what happened that day would uncover a secret worth millions and change countless lives forever. Before we continue, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and stories where ordinary people overcome impossible odds, please like this video, leave a comment, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Luxury Life Stories. Your support helps us bring more inspiring stories to life. The man stepping out of the lead SUV was Victor Langford, the powerful CEO of a major real estate corporation. His company had already purchased nearly every property surrounding Mason's garage. The old building was the final piece needed for a massive luxury commercial project. For months, Victor's representatives had visited Mason with increasingly aggressive offers. They spoke as if the garage was worthless, as if the old mechanic should feel grateful for whatever money they offered. Yet Mason always refused. The truth was simple. The garage wasn't just a business. It was his home. It was the last connection to his late father. And it held memories no amount of money could replace. Victor finally decided to visit personally. He walked through the garage with confidence, examining rusted tools, dusty shelves, and cracked concrete floors. To him, it looked like a relic from another era. He offered a figure that sounded large to most people but was far below the property's actual value. Mason listened quietly. Then he shook his head. The CEO couldn't understand it. Why would a struggling mechanic reject an offer that could allow him to retire comfortably? As frustration grew, Victor ordered a deeper investigation into the property. He wanted to find any legal leverage that could force a sale. What his team discovered stunned everyone. Historical records revealed that the land had once belonged to Elias Vance, a mysterious racing legend from the 1960s. Elias had been one of the most talented drivers of his generation before disappearing from the public eye after a devastating accident. Rumors claimed he had owned a private collection of rare race cars, but no one ever found them. The story had become little more than automotive folklore. Then researchers uncovered something extraordinary. Old maps showed that Mason's garage had originally been built by Elias Vance himself. Suddenly, the property became far more valuable than anyone imagined. Victor immediately hired engineers and surveyors. Ground-penetrating equipment scanned beneath the garage floor. The results revealed large hidden chambers buried underground. News spread quickly. Reporters arrived. Collectors arrived. Investors arrived. For the first time in decades, Mason's quiet garage became the center of national attention. Excavation began carefully. As workers removed sections of concrete, they uncovered a massive underground storage facility sealed for over 50 years. Inside were treasures beyond belief. One by one, pristine vintage racing cars emerged from the darkness. Rare prototypes. Championship-winning machines. Custom-built racers that experts believed had been lost forever. The collection was unlike anything seen in modern automotive history. Sunlight reflected off polished metal that had remained untouched for decades. Historians stood speechless. Auction specialists estimated the collection's value could exceed $47 million. $47 million. The same property Victor had tried to purchase for pennies suddenly became one of the most important automotive discoveries in the world. But the greatest surprise was still waiting. Among the documents found underground was a handwritten letter from Elias Vance. The aging paper revealed a story hidden for generations. After his career-ending accident, Elias had secretly stored his collection beneath the property to protect it from creditors and opportunists. More importantly, the letter transferred ownership of everything to the future caretakers of the land, people he believed would preserve its history rather than exploit it. That caretaker was Mason Reed. The discovery transformed his life overnight. Yet wealth was never Mason's primary concern. Instead of immediately selling the collection, he worked with historians and local leaders to create a museum celebrating racing history and honoring forgotten mechanics, drivers, and innovators whose contributions had been overlooked. The museum brought jobs to the struggling town. Local businesses flourished. Tourists arrived from around the world. Families who had once considered leaving found new opportunities. The community began thriving again. As for Victor Langford, the experience forced him to confront uncomfortable truths. He had spent years viewing properties as numbers on spreadsheets and people as obstacles standing in the way of profits. Watching Mason use his newfound fortune to help others changed something inside him. Months later, Victor returned to the garage. Not with lawyers. Not with contracts. But with a donation to support the museum's educational programs. For the first time, he understood that some places carried value that could never be measured in dollars. Years passed, and the museum became one of the region's most beloved attractions. Children wandered through exhibits, learning about determination, resilience, and innovation. Visitors admired the legendary vehicles hidden beneath the ground for half a century. And every morning, Mason still walked through the building, grateful not for the money but for the chance to preserve a remarkable piece of history. The old garage that many considered worthless had become a symbol of hope. A reminder that appearances can deceive. A reminder that hidden treasures sometimes exist where nobody thinks to look. And most importantly, a reminder that character is worth far more than wealth. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like the video, leave a comment, and share it with someone who believes that good people deserve good things. Special request, comment below, true value is hidden beneath the surface. Because sometimes the greatest treasures aren't buried underground. They're found in loyalty, integrity, and the courage to stand firm when everyone tells you to give up. And on one bright day, under a clear blue sky, an old mechanic proved exactly that.